Well, hello again, and welcome to the show that just puts a smile on your face. This is the Sports Box, where the only opinion that matters is right here. I am Mike Galetta, a.k.a. Hampton Mike, along with my partner, Brian, the Ranger Tar. Brian, another episode, another fun film.
Here we go. And listen, this is keeping me warm today on this cold day in Jersey. So.
Yeah. And speaking of cold, we're going down south.
Yeah, I wish I was there.
From where we are, folks, South Jersey, we're going south. We're going down to Florida in a warm weather town. We are going to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars in our NFL review show. Finally, Brian, it only took us 3 years to get them to win the division.
For those of you who watched the Sports Box,
we were on this wagon more than Princeton was.
We were we'll talk about Princeton Joshway, our affiliate, but I got to tell you, I mean, we were on the Jags train for a little while here, and it finally came to fruition.
I was not only driving it, I was keeping it mechanically tuned. It was unbelievable how we've been on this wagon with the new coach Doug Marrone in there, bringing a new kind of culture to this Jacksonville team. Defensively, this team is solid. I mean, on paper, they are just loaded for bear with Ramsey. You talk about some of these guys, Fowler Jr. You talk about some of this defense that is just, stifling and really saved them in a bunch of games. On the offensive side of the ball, we've been going back and forth about how their offense, you got Leonard Fournette back there, probably up for Rookie of the Year. You got Hearns out there at wide receiver. You got Thomas at wide receiver. You got some other guys in here that are solid offensive players. Just the one handicap that we see that we aren't fond of is Blake Bortles.
And that's a huge handicap.
It is.
Okay?
It is.
You're in an AFC playoffs with Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger.
Yep.
You could even say Alex Smith and probably Joe Flacco or Marcus Mariota, most likely.
Yeah.
I mean, can you say that you'd prefer Bortles to any of those guys?
I mean, we talked at the beginning of the year about them re-signing him for 1 year. And we had talked to Princeton last year, our affiliate in Jacksonville, and he even said he wasn't too fond of Blake Bortles, and he think that they were going to get rid of him. In the same sense, I was stunned when they signed him for 1 more year, unless it was a stopgap to think, okay, we'll use this guy for 1 more year, see what he has. But he's been given, this is his 5th year in the league, I believe. I mean, how many more years are you going to give this guy to really get comfortable with the offense that he's in? I mean, a quarterback is a prophecy of his team. Like a Tom Brady, I mean, not to take anything away from Tom Brady, but, Aaron Rodgers, you talk about, Manning, you talk about these great quarterbacks that step into systems that are fit for them. Well, this system should be fit for him now, 5th year. And what is going on with him?
Yeah.
I don't know where to go with him.
Well, I mean, offensively, they've been helped a ton by drafting Leonard Fournette.
Absolutely.
I am not an advocate. Listen, I am a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I am still not an advocate of using an extremely high pick on a running back. And I understand what my team did that. I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of what Jacksonville did that year.
You talk about nine touchdowns later, that was almost 1,000 yards.
I can't dispute the results. He's been so big for them in taking the pressure off of Bortles because he's not that guy.
Yeah.
He's not going to be a quarterback that can go win you a game. It's just not who he is.
Yeah, and you talk about Marquise Lee, you talk about Allen Hearns, and a big surprise, Dede Westbrook has really played well for the Jags, giving them some wideout results. Obviously T.J. Yeldon, not used as much as he was last year, but Chris Ivory, a little mixed up a little bit, but Leonard Fournette, what can you say, carrying the load for them this year on offense.
But the bigger surprise was Keelan Cole. Keelan Cole, if you had him as the Jags leading receiver, you won your pool. Into Week 17, he is leading the team in yards, tied for the touchdown lead among the receivers. But again, that offense is just, it's not going to be a prolific offense.
Yannick Njoku, and you talk about Calais Campbell on defense, 14 and 12.5 and 12 sacks this year. That defense has been stifling this year. We've been, driving that train for a long time now. You talk about Miles Jack there. You talk about Jalen Ramsey. You talk about A.J. Bouye from Houston that they brought over. Dante Fowler, who we expected to play well. I mean, this defense is loaded to the hill. And they just have to get the offense on track. And Brian, I'll say it now, if they can get an elite quarterback, maybe not an elite quarterback, but
an improvement.
Actually, a quarterback that's in the top 5 every year, this Jacksonville team could be a team that could take over for Pittsburgh.
You got to love their defense, though.
It makes plays. They've
done a nice job in trading for guys like Marcel Darius. Nice job in signing guys like Calais Campbell.
Yeah.
Drafting Jalen Ramsey, who is one of my favorite players in the league. A guy I wish was in a Dallas jersey.
They've gotten 7 total defensive touchdowns this year, along with 21 fumbles, and 17 interceptions. I mean, this defense is ridiculous.
They were very, very good in the conference. They were 9-2 leading into Week 17, 9-2 in the AFC. Same record as New England and Pittsburgh, so they're up there. But again, the concern that I have for them is you get into a game with a Pittsburgh, you'd love to get to a game with New England, but can they keep up?
Well, where it's going to hurt you is a guy like Blake Bortles. I don't think he's that kind of flashy quarterback that's going to make a lot of plays and get you out of situations that sometimes come up in games, like you said, against the Pittsburgh and New England, and elite teams like that. He just comes up against the Baltimore Ravens. Sure, he'll make a play, get out of it, and move on. Yeah. But in the same sense, when you get down to crunch time, like you said, you get to the NFC Championship or you get to the AFC Championship, and push comes to shove, you got to make that play. How much confidence do you have Blake Bortles going to make that play for you and make you move on? That's what's going to be interesting about Jacksonville.
I will say this. I think no matter what happens from this point, this was a great year for the Jags.
Oh, without a doubt it was.
I'm a big proponent of if you're not going to win, lose. If you're not going to be, but at the same time, how can you say anything that this is not just an amazing success for this team? Nobody thought after the train wreck of last season that they were going to be able to pull this off. They're going to be at worst 10-6, at best 11-5, right in that 3 seed.
With a new coach, 6-game improvement.
Listen, coach,
one of the coaches of the year.
Credit the coach, yeah.
Definitely he's in the running for Coach of the Year. You talk about him, McVay. There's a lot of guys in the league that are up for Coach of the Year, and I'll put Don Marrone right in there. Don Marrone is a guy that, big defensive guy, really shored up that team, came from a Buffalo system.
They're probably going to end up playing a Tennessee or a Chargers, it looks like. I'm going to say they're going to play Tennessee.
If they play Tennessee, I think they really have a chance to move on. If they play the Chargers, I think the Chargers are a hot team right now. I don't know if they could beat the Chargers.
I'll tell you this. The Jags are the one team in the divisional round, in the wild card round, is going to win their game.
Okay.
I'm not even concerned about that. Doesn't matter who they play. They'll win that game defensively.
I think they could shut Rivers down to a point. I don't know about the running attack. I think that running attack is pretty good with Gordon, but
Jags win. The Jags will win defensively in that first game.
I do have Jags moving on. Actually, I have possibly moving on to a second round.
You think they can beat Pittsburgh?
They could.
They did.
They did. They have to go to Pittsburgh and play in that cold, in that kind of Pittsburgh atmosphere in the playoffs. Now, can they beat Pittsburgh? I think they can. It's a huge step they got to take.
Yeah.
But you know what? If they're going to do it, this is going to be the year. Because this is the year they've made the big jump from 4 wins to 10 wins. If they're going to make a big move or make a big play, this is going to be the year. I think if they make a move and miss, okay, then it's okay. But if they go in there and lay an egg and get shut out or get beat by 21, then I think it's a moot point. Then you got a long way to go. Because these are the teams you're going to have to beat to get to the big dance.
Yeah, as good as they've been, I just still think that they're building. I think they're missing the most important player on the field.
The quarterback.
And I don't know. And we'll see what the offseason brings. Again, now I think they are going to win their first game. I do not feel as though they will beat Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. In the event that they do, which would be a tremendous, tremendous win for this franchise, zero shot they beat New England. Just zero. I can't see it at all.
I would never say zero.
I'm saying zero.
I would say 5%.
No, I'm saying zero like, I'm saying zero. I mean, it's just not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
like I said, I can't. New England, I definitely think would beat them. I would never give it a zero possibility they would have a chance. I'd say 5%.
They would need picks and run backs in a game like that, which they could do.
They would have to play perfect game defensively, and they would have to have some stuff to go wrong in New England. Yep. I mean, because that's in New England. I mean, they don't make mistakes there.
Yep. So, we reached out to Princeton Joshway, the Sports Box Jaguars correspondent, living out in California, actually. Mm-hmm. And we wanted his take on the great year by the Jags and what he thinks is going to go on in the playoffs. Here's what he had to say about that.
What's up, Brian and Mike? Sports Box. This is Princeton Joshway reporting live in on the Jacksonville Jaguars playoff game. Believe that they're going to get it done. We should be a lot more healthier with hopefully Hearns and Marquise Lee coming back. Hopefully they're available. I think what you saw week 17, you're not going to see this week, that's for sure, in the playoffs, especially a home game for us. But the Bills with LaShawn McCoy, hopefully he's not going to be able to be 100%. So without his run attack, I see Tyrod Taylor pretty much putting the team on his shoulders, or trying to at least. And I don't see it working out too well. I see our defense getting multiple stops. Bortles controlling the ball. So I see the score being 28-14, maybe 35-14 or something like that. Hopefully we do a good job controlling the ball with Fournette. He needs like 30 touches in my opinion. 30 touches. Bortles taking care of the ball, no turnovers, and hopefully we'll get some of our wide receivers a little bit more healthier for the week. I'm definitely glad we didn't have to play the Chargers. They didn't make the playoffs. And who was the other team? The Titans. I'm glad we didn't have to see them again. So the Bills, that's a good matchup that we should be able to move on to the next round and see those Steelers. And we already got their numbers, so calling out.
And Princeton just laying it out there as usual.
We have a deep bench.
Plethora.
Deep bench.
Man, I'll
Deep
tell you.
bench.
Well, you can go to the bench and hit 4 3-pointers. It's unbelievable.
We're good.
I'm telling you.
We're good there.
So, again, we've been driving this train for forever at Jacksonville. I think they can go 2 rounds in, and I think they can make some noise. Don't underestimate the Jags. A lot of people have this year, and look what happened. 10 wins, 5 losses. They're moving the needle. They're moving the needle, and it's not from playing those games in London all the time. It's because their defense is finally helping them out.
Second in points against defensively that will help them in the playoffs. It's going to get them a win.
The only way you're going to go somewhere is your defense has to help you.
Oh, sure. For this team?
You got to make, any team. You got to make plays, you got to turn the ball over, and you got to capitalize on them. And their defense is doing that. They're running. You never in the past saw Jacksonville turn the ball over as much as they did and fumble the ball, get people to fumble, and run 7 touchdowns in for defense. Never.
If your goal is to avoid Jacksonville as long as possible, to avoid New England as long as possible, they're in the perfect spot to do so. They're going to play them for the AFC Championship game if they get there.
The goal is get to the big dance, and I think this team's made big strides. Do they have the horses to go all the way? I don't think they do, but I think they could get to the championship with New England, believe it or not. Now, it's just a matter of it's got to be a process where that they lose fighting, not go into Pittsburgh and get beat 35-0 or 35-7. That's a big step back, I think.
Yep.
But we will see.
That we will.
Should be very interesting. Well, that's all the time we have for our Jacksonville Jaguar preview show. Hope you enjoyed it. Other teams in the playoffs. Check out our preview shows. We got a lot of them. We're going to have a lot of good stuff coming for you. And remember, you can always get us on social media if you need to.
Absolutely. Facebook @SportsBox Show, Twitter @SportsBox Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. And, of course, if you'd like to join us outside the box, our official Facebook sports discussion group, go ahead. Give us an ad request there. We'll let you in. We know you. You're fine.
Oh, please. We'll get you in there in a heartbeat.
Wink.
You got connections.
Wink, wink, little, yeah.
And remember, thanks for watching, folks. Remember, at the Sports Box, the only opinion that matters is right here. Thanks for watching. See you.
This episode of the Sports Box is brought to you by Mic'd Up Entertainment and DJ Mike Velardi. For all of your event planning needs, make sure you contact Mike at 609-864-5925 and tell him that you saw him on the Sports Box.
1, 2, 3.
Don't forget to subscribe.